Here we go. The Miami Dolphins have cut down to their 53. What is up, Fin fans? It is after 4 o'clock. Technically, it is 5:26 while I'm recording this. And the Miami Dolphins have officially cut down to their 53-man roster. They have made their waivers and they have made their cuts. They have taken people and put them to IR or kept them on the PUP. I don't know where that came from. So I'm just gonna run down the list real quick. So the Dolphins today announced they have released. So these guys who are released don't have to wait till tomorrow noontime to be claimed. Cornell Armstrong, linebacker Quinnen Bell, running back Mike Boone, Pharaoh Brown, tackle Jason Carman, cornerback Carmen Dantzler Sr., defensive tackle Matt Dickerson, cornerback Mike Hilton, tight end Chris Mayrick, and cornerback Kendall Sheffield. Out of that list, the only ones that really pop out to me that I was surprised by was Pharaoh Brown, being that they went out and got him instead of other tight ends, and Matt Dickerson. I thought he had a very good camp, so he is gone. Then these are guys who are waived. So they will go through the waiver process of, going from the first to the 32nd team in the draft number. You get to claim one of these players or however the rule is. So they've waived BJ Adams, Andrew Armstrong, Mason Brooks, Braden Daniels, Eric Izukama, Ryan Hayes, AJ Henning, Alex Huntley, Daquan Jackson, Mo Kamara, which not really surprising. I think I had him getting waived too. Jalen McKenzie, Derek McClendon, Patrick McMorris, Grayson Murphy. That one was surprising to me. Josh Preby, Ethan Robinson, Hayden Rucci, Josh Saunders Jr., Aaron Champlin, defensive tackle Ben Still, linebacker Channing Tindall. He has been officially released, waived. Wide receiver Theo Weiss Jr., offensive lineman Addison West, waived/injured tackle Baron Matos, waived/injured settlement on Eugene Asante. And then the Dolphins also have moved Liam Eichenberg to reserve/physical unable to perform list and placed offensive lineman Andrew Meyer and Jason Sanders on the injured reserve list, which means Andrew Meyer and Jason Sanders will be out for the first 4 weeks of the season. Same with Liam Eichenberg. And with that being said, the Miami Dolphins are now down to their 53. But things will change because claims will happen tomorrow, which means that they can also move some players. If a better player becomes available, they will move so-and-so here and there. So other news and notes from today. Asante Samuel Jr. An update on Asante Samuel Jr. Let me show you what I'm reading. Right here. Let's use this one. He's scheduled to undergo a CT scan in October to ensure successful spinal fusion. At this point, he will look to sign with the team for the second half of the season. Several teams have kept in touch. One of those teams is the Miami Dolphins. That would be if the fusion went well and he is healthy and can play, that is a guy that you can sign and you can kind of have him for the future. So that is very interesting to see there. Also, the Dolphins worked out kicker Eddie Pinheiro today, 29-year-old, had an 88.1% career field goal percentage. I think Jason Sanders was just a little bit higher than him, which again is good to see. If the Dolphins don't want to use a spot on the 53 for kicker while Sanders is healing, they could simply elevate a guy from the practice squad like they did last year with the long snapper when Blake Ferguson was dealing with his problems. Dolphins have conveyed interest in signing kicker Riley Patterson to fill in Jason Sanders per source. They are pleased with his workouts. Greg Joseph, Zane Gonzalez, and Pinheiro also worked out for Miami today, along with Peterson, says the source. So there are a lot of players like Martinez, the running back, who was waived as well, that I would like the Dolphins to go out and claim. I'm not going to make a full-fledged list of who I'd like to claim and who I don't want to claim and stuff like that, just because the list can be long, very, very long. But there are guys out there. One in particular, the Ravens are releasing cornerback Jalen Armour Davis, former Alabama star. At 6'1", 4.3 speed. Jalen Armour Davis has my phone keeps going off and I keep thinking it's news, so I keep looking over at it. Prototypical NFL traits. The Dolphins make a lot of sense. DC, Anthony Weaver knows him from Baltimore, but there are other suitors too. So obviously that is a name as well to be looking at. The 49ers also cut Thomas Morstead. I know Jake Bailey won the position, but still, I would like to add him. I'm a type of guy that, give me the best of the best. This is from Barry Jackson. He says, because injured Bonner and Ashton Davis are on the initial 53-man roster, they're eligible to return after week 4 if they are placed on injured reserve, creating room on the 53 for Rasul Douglas and a waiver claim tomorrow might be as simple as moving Bonner and Davis to IR. Dolphins have plenty of flexibility for waiver claims at midday tomorrow. We will see if they use that flexibility. Last year, they ended up with Grant Dubois as the only player awarded to Miami in the waiver claim process. So, again, the way the waiver claim process is, you put in I would like to claim so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. Well, we're sitting at, I'll tell you in a second. They go by draft. So wherever you were drafting, I think we were drafting, I want to try to guess it before I look, 16? Where were the Dolphins draft? 13th. Wow, I am silly. So they have a good possibility of grabbing someone good. Now you have, you got the Titans 1, Jags 2. Actually, I think it's Cleveland 2, because I think you go with the original draft. Giants, Patriots, Jacksonville, Raiders, Jets, Panthers, Saints, Bears, 49ers, Cowboys, Dolphins. That is the way it will work. So we will see tomorrow after 12 o'clock noon who the Dolphins have potentially put a claim in. But right now, it seems like this is your 53-man roster for now. Again, a lot of moving pieces are going to happen. Players just won't get claimed. And if players just don't get claimed, then they can sign anywhere. Also, you have free agents out there who can sign anywhere. So there's a lot of moving pieces, especially if guys do become available, like the guy that I was talking about earlier today. That was with the Indianapolis Colts, with the Detroit Lions. Why is it that when I'm making a video, my phone just wants to go off with spam calls and just ridiculousness when I'm trying to focus? But there are some guys out there. Even the Falcons are waiving kicker Kenny Craig, who hit a 57-yard field goal in the preseason. So there are names out there that I am very, very intrigued by, especially, again, Dan Skipper, who is a tackle that I think could definitely help this team out. And then, like I said, there's a possibility of any of the running backs that are getting waived. Travis Etienne is a possibility, but you'd have to trade for Travis Etienne. I think Cam Robinson, who is a tackle, is looking to be traded, or, is a name that is out there to be traded. A name to keep in mind. So the Dolphins can make moves, and you might ask yourself, well, why did they get cut? Sometimes they get cut because there's just a plethora of good players in front of them. And, if you don't need a tackle, right? Say you have 3 good tackles and you have this 4th tackle that's really good and could be a potential backup or starter somewhere, but you have only 2 good running backs. Well, I need to make room for a running back. So instead of just ditching him, let me see if I can get something. You know what I'm saying? So let's not sit here and say, why did they get cut? Because we could say the same thing for a ton of Dolphins that became very good. Cam Wake got cut, went to Canadian Football League, ended up being really well. Look at Sealer. We claimed him off of their practice squad. Why wasn't he on their active roster? Sometimes the depth is just there, so players fall through the cracks, and that's where you pick them up, and then hopefully they become something good for you. But that is all I got for you today. I'm going to go relax, try to drink some more tea, lemon water, all that stuff, because my nose feels like it's going to explode off my face, because I got the Dolphin Collective tonight at 7:30. Come over and hang out. We're going to be talking about the cuts, potential waiver claims, all that stuff, and then get to your donations and all that good jazz. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do it because, again, my head feels like it's going to explode. The fever's gone. Now it's just sinuses. Also, again, if you want to be part of the Pick'em League, click the link in the description. I put the password at the beginning of the link, which is Finsup with a capital F. One of you guys asked, hey, if I win, do I get anything? I might send you something special if you win. Also, to the people who are still waiting on their shirts, so am I. If you notice that I got rid of Teespring off of below because they are hot garbage. And at this point, if I do not hear from them, I'm going to tell you all to fight and get your money back. And I will also be going to the Better Business Bureau and doing something about this because this is utterly ridiculous and it makes me look in a bad light. But I also have now found a better, more reliable merchandise site, aka Amazon. Amazon has their own merch site and I'm going off of that, but I'm fighting tooth and nail for the people who still have not gotten their Teespring merch because neither have I. Kind of messed up. So I'll keep you guys all updated on that. But other than that, I'll see you later tonight over on The Collective, and I'll see you tomorrow seeing who the Dolphins got awarded in waivers, and then we got a lot of videos to talk about before the season starts September 7th. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.